Hi guys, so it's me again, and this time I'm doing a Degrassi interview on which I believe is season 13, episode 3. If you don't watch Degrassi, you totally should. It's an amazing show. It's never too late to get into it. I mean, there's new people just about every single season, new drama, but it's not that hard to catch up to. So you should definitely watch it if you don't already. So when the show starts, they arrive at Paris and everything, and I thought it was hilarious how Tristan tries to pretend that he's straight, and I don't get why he does that. I mean, I know he doesn't want them bullying and everything, but it's like, Tristan, I'm pretty sure everyone knows you're gay, and I don't know. I was just like, okay, you can try it. But then he completely blows his cover when, when he asked Maya to be his fake girlfriend. And then, Miles' friend over there is like, oh, you guys should totally kiss, just seeing if they would really do it. Because Miles and his friend know that Tristan's not gay. So Maya kisses him, but he completely, rejects her. He's just like, ew. Right after they're done. And I'm like, Tristan, if you're trying to pretend to be gay, you have to pretend that you liked her kiss. And I'm like, that's a little embarrassing to both of you. I mean, Tristan, one, you just outed yourself, and two, you made it seem like Maya was a bad kisser. I mean, I don't know. I just thought it was hilarious how he tried to hide it from them. But Tristan, just be honest with people. And then they go to the scene where Claire and Eli are in the hospital together, which I love Claire and Eli's relationship. I love them so much. I mean, they've had a bunch of ups and downs in their relationship, but whenever they're together, it's just always support and love with them, and I love that. And I mean, Eli's so sweet to her. I mean, he quit his job for her, and I love them together. But I mean, they are adorable. But when they started making out, and Eli's grabbing her hair, all of a sudden his hand comes out, and there's a clump of Claire's hair on his hand, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, that really happened. I mean, I know that, it's kind of shocking because you're like, why can I feel her hair and it's not attached to her head, But at the same time, I mean, I was just like, that's a little awkward. I'm like, oh my gosh. Sorry I keep looking down. I have notes with me. So yeah. And then I felt so bad for Allie because, Claire couldn't make it to Paris with him since she found out she had cancer and she has to go into chemo and everything. So Allie's all alone, and then she tries to hang out with Jenna and Connor, but I mean, I already knew that wouldn't work. I'm like, Allie, you're basically on this trip alone, and, Jenna and Connor are going to want to do stuff together, so, I mean, you should expect to be alone. But I felt so bad for her because she's like, oh yeah, I'd love to go to the Eiffel Tower. And they're like, it's just the two of us and it's sold out. And I'm like, oh, Allie. And then it's just even sadder because she has the whole Claire, what do you call it? The whole Claire head with her. I'm just like, that makes it, no offense, but it makes you seem kind of lamer than I already seem. Yeah. And then they go back to Claire, and she's in the hospital, and she's thinking about shaving her head, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. And then she finally does it, and I don't know if it was just me, but when she looks at herself in the mirror, and all you see is her forehead to her chin or whatever. Is it just me, or does she look a little bit like Tristan? I was like, she looks like Tristan right there. I don't know. I guess it's because they both have the blue eyes, but I don't know. I thought she looked like Tristan. And then she turns around, and Drew and Adam are in the door. And that was hilarious because Drew was just like, oh my, wow, that's interesting. And I'm like, Drew, that reaction was horrible. Like, I know it was your first reaction, but it seemed a little, I don't know, insensitive, I guess. But I get it. It's just like, what did you do to yourself? Yeah, and then you go back to Paris, and Miles is like, Tristan, we all know you're gay, and I'm fine with you being my roommate and everything. And I'm just like, aw, Tristan really didn't have to do all that. Just be yourself around them. And then he was making that fort, and I'm just like, if that's what you need to help yourself, then okay, go ahead and do it. Which, in my opinion, Miles kind of reminds me of a vampire. I honestly think that he could have played on Twilight or something because he's so pale, but he has like porcelain skin. I don't know. He's not that cute to me. I mean, he's grown on me, but I don't see his cuteness. And then Allie, alone in Paris, she has had a bunch of Paris troubles since she got there. I mean, she trips over a rock or something. I don't know what was beside her, like when they show her on the ground and she's starting to get up. I don't know what was beside her. I don't know if that was the rock she tripped on or what, but it looked kind of gross. And yeah, I'm just glad I didn't fall into that if it was something. So yeah, and then she broke her heel, and I'm like, oh, Allie. I'm like, she just can't get a break, can she? So then they go back to the hospital, and sorry if I'm jumping around a lot, it's just I'm doing the scene by scene thing, so forgive me. But then they go back to the hospital with Claire, and Claire's trying on a bunch of legs, and on a side note, I loved Imogen's outfit. I thought it was really cute. I loved it. But yeah, I thought it was, when Claire was like, how do I look? In her curly black wig, I was just like, you look ridiculous. Like, don't ever go black. Like, black dyed hair. I was like, no. Or at least not like that. I mean, it looked bad on her. I honestly like the blonde wig on her, but I like her, I guess you would call it dirty blonde hair better. I like that better. So, yeah, and then, Eli comes, and they have their little romantic date, and I was just like, aw. And she made, like, the whole room look like Paris, and I was just like, that's so cute. She tells him about her MRI, and I'm just like, aw. I mean, I love them together. They're just so, they support each other no matter what, and they help each other through everything. I love that. And, near the end of the episode, you see Allie again, and she's like, oh, I want to take a picture with, my Claire head. And she asks the guy, and the guy takes her phone and tries to run away with it, and I'm just like, really? I mean, not to Allie, I mean, I don't know, I mean, you would expect French people to be nice. I mean, I guess we watch too many movies, but whatever. And, the guy hits him for her and gives her her phone back, and she ends up spending the rest of the day with him, which I thought he was really nice. And then she drinks the coffee, and she's like, even the coffee is terrible. And he's like, you have to add sugar, in his French accent. I can't do one. I wish I could. But, yeah, I'm really excited for the season. I mean, I'm pretty sure I've watched every season of Degrassi, and I don't think they've ever had a season where it's actually summer for them. Normally, when they when they film Degrassi, it's they come back from summer and they're telling each other about it. But it's like really brief, but then they get back into the drama because the new kids get in trouble with each other, whatever. But yeah, I think this is new for them because I don't think they've ever had like an actual summer season. So yeah, I think this should be interesting because it is summer. There are basically no rules. I mean, you're in Paris. Yes, it's a class trip, but you're in Paris. What are you gonna do? You're gonna do everything you wouldn't back home. So I'm really excited to see Maya break out. Gosh, I love her as a good girl. I mean, I don't know. I just wish she would calm down a little. Like, you don't need to impress people that much. And I'm really excited for Allie's romance. And I'm really excited to see how Miles and what's her name, the West Side Girl, how they evolve into the story. Which I honestly don't like her right now. but hopefully she'll grow on me, because I kind of do want to like her, even though she's really rude. But I think I'll just hate her, because like the whole preview is where she spills her drink accidentally on Maya's dress. Like, no, that's not okay. That's not. So, anyways, thanks for watching, and hope to see you soon. Toodles!